Hey Warriors fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome to Chat Sports, and today we have some fresh Golden State Warriors news and a lot of trade rumors as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into our very first rumor here. We talked about this one a couple days ago on a NBA trade rumor, and this one is continuing to build up steam. DAngelo Russell for Ben Simmons. The Sixers have been linked to being interested and shopping their star point guard, potentially for the Warriors star point guard in DAngelo Russell. Listen, these teams have been linked now for the past couple of days. Multiple big-name outlets have picked this up to say, yes, there is some viability to this trade, mainly because the Sixers look at their current roster, they look where they're at in the Eastern Conference, and they go, okay, can we win an NBA title with this roster? When Joel Embid's healthy, can we win a title with this roster? There's a lot of people, including myself, who think Simmons and Embiid cannot coexist fully together, so that means you have to sit there and go, how do we get better? This is how they get better right here. Listen, DAngelo Russell, we have to throw up the player comparisons right here between Simmons and D'Lo. Simmons averaging almost not half as many points, but it's close to half as many points as DAngelo Russell. DAngelo Russell, much more of a scoring point guard, averaging less rebounds, averaging less assists, but he overall is more of a scorer, more of a floor general than Ben Simmons is. Now, Ben Simmons, you get the height, right, and the defensive ability, the young potential, maybe he eventually learns how to shoot, but as of right now, DAngelo Russell a better scorer and therefore potentially a better fit on the Philadelphia 76ers. So that is where this one is getting a bunch of, I guess you can say, legs here. And we'll go ahead and throw up the quote also from Bay Area columnist Marcus Thompson saying, quote, one of the interesting possibilities that I've heard being kicked around is DAngelo Russell for Philadelphia's Ben Simmons. Sixers could use a point guard who can score and run the show and shoot. Some believe the pairing of Simmons and the big man Joel Embid isn't viable in their pursuit of a championship. I've said many times, it is not viable in pursuit of a championship because you cannot have two of your star players, your only two star players, only work inside 10 feet. Joel Embid can stretch the floor a little bit, but he's still a big man, back to the basket, post up. And Ben Simmons, we know what he does. He dunks, he lays it in, and he shoots little floaters as he runs towards the basket from about 15 to 10 feet inside the area. So when we look at this trade, potentially, it makes a ton of sense for the Sixers. Now, turn right around, does it make sense for the Warriors? And the answer is, maybe, if you're going to use it as another trade tool to get more draft picks. Here's what the Warriors could be thinking about here. You have a guy like DAngelo Russell, who's well-known, who's a good scorer, who you can fetch a pretty penny for, but if you can turn him into Ben Simmons, who's more well-known, and yes, struggles shooting, but people think, they were LeBron James comparisons. If you learn to shoot with this guy, they could take Ben Simmons, trade him away again, and get another first-round draft pick, and therefore, they're able to stockpile top 5, top 3, top 10, top 15 picks, wherever they landed in the lottery, and they could add a ton of young talent alongside Klay and Steph whenever they get healthy. Here's the luxury of the Warriors right now. Steph's hurt, Klay's hurt, zero expectations. They could lose every single game from here on out, and no one would bat an eye. Like, SportsCenter would be like, oh, the Warriors lost, but they're injured, no worries, move on. No one would care, and so they are in a unique position to prepare for the future, to bolster the roster as best as they can. I think they want to do that through draft picks. We've heard many times that they are hesitant. They're not pursuing trades for DAngelo Russell because, again, what's the point? Someone's going to offer them the moon and eventually they'll give him up. Here's my final thought on this. I think this has legs. I think this is real, and it's a matter of what will you include with Ben Simmons to make this trade work, because the Warriors are sitting in the catbird seat. The Sixers are struggling in the Eastern Conference. They need to be relevant, right? I mean, they're there, but they need to be at the top. The Warriors have no pressure at all. This makes a ton of sense for both teams, and I would love to see it be done for both sides, but obviously you'll have to go ahead and wait and see. Ad break here on YouTube. Just let the ad run above you. Scroll down, answer the question: should the Sixers or should the Warriors trade for Ben Simmons? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Moving on here, there is other rumors brewing that the Golden State Warriors were at one point interested in trading for the Orlando Magic star, I guess you could say forward Aaron Gordon, although recent reports have said that one is no longer a viability. It was rumored a couple days ago, and yet yesterday there's a new report saying the Warriors are kind of trade talks are dying for Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon, though, if you wanted to trade for him, is a very interesting fit. 6'8", he can defend multiple positions. He would allow the Warriors to have a new death lineup, put Draymond at the 4, put Aaron Gordon at the 5. Could be a lot of fun going forward in the future. The problem is, what are you having to give up? The trade would most likely include either Burks or Robertson, but would it also have to include DAngelo Russell? If that's the case, then I don't see this trade fully going through. It just doesn't make a lot of sense overall. But if you could get him for less than D'Angelo Russell. You could keep D'Angelo Russell and then turn right around and trade D'Angelo Russell for another trade piece. You could then be stockpiling these star players, and you see where I'm going with this. Stockpiling assets to either keep to include with Steph and Dre, or trade, get more first-round draft picks, and then have a massive haul in the NBA draft. Aaron Gordon's not a bad player, 13.5 points per game, 2.7 assists. He's just kind of been the third scorer now on that depth chart as Orlando is battling to be the 8th seed in the Eastern Conference. And so if you're the Magic, and you could, wiggle D'Angelo Russell out of there and make a ton of sense, but I think overall the Warriors are hoping, well, we'll take Aaron Gordon off your hands, but you're not getting D'Angelo Russell for him, and that's where we're going to continue to stay in today's video. They're not actively looking for D'Angelo Russell trades, but if you offered the right pieces, they would send him away in a heartbeat. They have no ties to D'Angelo Russell, knowing that Steph and Klay are on their way back very, very soon. Before we go, subscribe to the Chat Sports. Like 150,000 subs already. Hit the red subscribe button. Plenty of NBA trade rumors. Go ahead and do that. And before we move on, if you guys want to bet on any NBA games, chatsports.com/bet. Use the promo code DEAL120. We'll get you a 120% deposit bonus whenever you sign up. We talk about Warrior trades here, but I wanted to give you guys the names of the players that are likely to be traded, not named D'Angelo Russell. And the Warriors have 3 veterans who make a lot of sense. They're on the expiring deals, they're on the team-friendly deals, and the Warriors could easily ship them away if a championship-caliber team needs one final piece. And those are obviously Alec Burks, Glenn Robinson, and yes, Willie Cauley-Stein, the big man who had high expectations going into this year, playing with Steph and Klay, and then they got hurt, and now he's really not turned into what people thought he was going to be. The only guy really averaging more than, 10 points per game is Glenn Robinson, 12.2 points per game right now. He's having a great season so far, and really you include him in with Alec Burks, and they're both posting career highs in many major categories, and these are guys who are on veteran minimums, who are on the final years of their deal, and very easily, if a team wants something for a second-round draft pick or an unprotected late first-round draft pick, whatever it is, these are the guys the Warriors could realistically trade. D'Angelo Russell's the hot name. D'Angelo Russell's the name we want to talk about, but if you're a Warriors fan, these are the names of the guys most likely to be traded before the February 7th NBA trade deadline. Before we go, and I want to add one more big rumor after this. One question for you guys. Which Warriors player is most likely to be traded? Type B down below for Burks, type R down below for Robinson, type W down below for Willie Cauley-Stein. I mean, you can put all 3 if you want it, because I think all 3 have a real good shot at being traded. We'll have to go ahead, wait and see. And then how about this rumor between the Timberwolves and D'Angelo Russell's Golden State Warriors? This one was hinted at earlier on in the week, and I was like, I don't really see it. Yesterday, it got a lot of legs. Major networks have picked this one up. The Timberwolves are interested in trading for D'Angelo Russell. I'll explain why. Just the other day, the Timberwolves traded away their starting point guard Jeff Teague to the Atlanta Hawks, who will now become Trae Young's backup, leaving Shabazz Napier as their only starting point guard on the team. Where are you going to get another point guard? Well, how about D'Angelo Russell? The T-Wolves have been very interested in Russell for a very, very long time because they're trying to appease their big man and superstar, Karl Anthony Towns. They are trying to get Cat to stay long-term, and to do that, you've got to add big star pieces around him, and Cat and D'Angelo Russell have history together, so it makes a ton of sense. Here's what's interesting. The Warriors could get back picks and Robert Covington, who is a very coveted 3-and-D sharpshooter guy, formerly in Philadelphia, traded to the Timberwolves, would make a ton of sense on this future team in 2020, alongside Steph and Klay. This one has legs and is making a lot more sense here because, again, Timberwolves are sitting there. I think 15 wins on the season. They're like 12th or 13th in the Western Conference. There's a chance to be the 8th seed, a chance to get in, but you got to start playing better than what they're doing right now, and by doing that, maybe you improve the guard play, and D'Angelo Russell and Karl Anthony Towns together would be absolutely fascinating, and therefore, they would give up potentially picks and then Robert Covington to the Golden State Warriors. And Robert Covington is on an extremely team-friendly deal. It's like 2 years, I'm going to get this wrong, $10 million a year? It's very, very team-friendly whenever I looked it up, and you look at that, you go, another deal the Warriors are now weighing with all the competition in terms of D'Angelo Russell. We'll wrap it up by saying this. They don't need to trade D'Angelo Russell. Some would argue they don't want to trade D'Angelo Russell. What they could do right now, though, what I think they are doing, they're fielding offers, they're breaking rumors to the public, breaking news to us, that way we report this stuff. Hey, listen, Aaron Gordon. Hey, listen, Karl Anthony Towns. Oh, well, hey, listen, Ben Simmons. That creates a bidding war, and then the highest bidder for D'Angelo Russell will eventually win the prize there, and of course, that'd be D'Angelo Russell's services on your team. February 7th, NBA trade deadline is when we gotta wait for this stuff to happen. It could happen tomorrow, it could happen all the way until the night before February 7th. If I put my gut on it, my gut feeling, is that someone's going to offer the right package, and we're going to go ahead and trade DAngelo Russell. But obviously, we have to go ahead, wait, and see. But a lot of exciting stuff happening right now for our Golden State Warriors. All the time we have for today. For Chat Sports, I'm Thomas Mott, signing off. Those are all your Warrior trade rumors. Enjoy the rest of your day.